I am here with Scott House Shaffer, and he's looking at his picture, which is in my book, Michael and Me, of him and Michael on the set of Ghosts. That's Michael as the mayor. So tell everyone how we met for the first time. Do you remember?
Yes, I do. We actually met on the set of Ghost. At that point, it was called Too Bad. And we had talked a couple of times in between takes and stuff. And early in the filming, a couple of days before they were going to go shoot all the digital domain stuff, when Michael became a skeleton, Michael told me that he wanted me to go to the ranch because they were doing Family Day that weekend, and he wanted me to work with his staff up there during the Family Day, since he couldn't be there. I said, sure. And the rules are if you don't have family, you're allowed to bring a guest. So I invited Derek, which is Michael's assistant, because I know he wasn't working that weekend.
Michael's stand-in.
Yeah. And Shana was standing next to him, and she kind of poked her head around and saying, no, take me, I want to go. And I just started laughing, and I said, oh, well, let me check it with Michael. And I went over and I asked him, I said, is it okay if I take, one of your townspeople? She asked, I was asking Derek, and she said she wanted to go, and he said, who? And I said, I think her name was Shana. And he goes, oh, yes, I want you to take her instead, I said, okay. And so I was living up near the ranch, so I went up the night before. She came up the morning of. We drove to the ranch together, and it was a lot of fun. Had a great time. And came back Monday, and I said, let's just play a joke on Michael. I said, walk past. At first she was very resistant, but then she gave in and said, okay. I said, walk past him, and he's going to go, oh, how was the weekend at the ranch? And she said something like, oh, it was wonderful. And Scotty is such a wonderful lover. And just kept on walking, didn't even stop. And Michael just had this look on his face. And then he looked over at me and he saw me laughing, so he knew it was, he knew it was fake. But then he called me over and he goes, no, was it really fun? I said, yes, very nice woman. We really had a good time. And he says, I want the two of you to be friends. He goes, you should be friends. She worked, he told me that she works for Sandy. So we would just talk a lot on the set, in between takes, just hang out and talk. And I know one of the fondest memories I have was because initially the show was called Too Bad, and it was very, just like most movies and videos, very abusive and time consuming as far as how long they would keep us there. So we just sort of made a joke. So he said, do you want to go home tonight? Too bad. Do you want to have a good meal? Too bad. You think you're going to get extra money? Too bad. It just became a very running joke between the two of us.
Yeah, we sometimes we would be there for 16 hours a day. It was long hours, but it was so much fun that it went by really quickly.
Yeah, and we were shooting at Van Nuys Airport, so it was during the summer, so on the tarmac the temperature was well over 100 degrees.
Yeah,
and it was so hot you couldn't, the air conditioning in your car didn't even work for a half hour. You had to turn your car a half hour and run the air conditioner because your engine was so hot. Even it took forever just to cool down your car. It was just ridiculous. And they kept bringing in more and more air conditioners there. It was they had 6 or 7 big units, and it was still not cool enough.
Michael was in that big mayor's costume, so it was really hot for him.
Yeah, but he liked the heat, so.
But we used to sit in front of that big fan. Remember the big fan we always sat in front of?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah.
But you guys can read all about it in Michael and Me.
Go buy it right now.
Bye, House.
Bye, Shana. It was fun. And thank you for signing my book. I'll treasure it.
Show them the signature.
I'll treasure it. And I'm glad the true story of Michael and what he really was and who he really was is now out there to share with everybody.
Thank you. I hope the fans enjoy it.
They better.
Bye-bye.
Bye.